We utilize a lot of specialists from around the country in the various offices on real estate, local real estate issues, local taxing issues, environmental issues, local permitting issues. So every day, really, when you're working on these large, complex projects, rarely are they focused solely on your home office or that home state. They really are national, and we have great resources around the firm that can provide that national, that local expertise that's needed to really, again, provide great service to the client.
The first 2 decades of the 21st century will likely be recalled as a time when an unprecedented and largely unanticipated American energy boom remade the global economic and political landscape. Inside Energy's here to help make sense of what's happening.
We've never seen such a dramatic change in energy in this country as we've seen over the past 5 years.
A lot of the oil that we consume as Americans is increasingly coming from domestic oil production. We can't just ignore all the impacts of our consumption because they're actually now in our backyard.
Inside Energy is a collaborative public media journalism project launched with support from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. We're looking for ongoing and sustaining funding from donors like you and the organization you represent. Every generous gift ensures that Inside Energy continues to report on this critical topic of national importance.
Grid integration is the art of planning for and operating a power system such that you can effectively and cost efficiently use your full array of resources, including renewable energy.
A large focus of our work is to try to get efficient methods for either operating or planning the power system into the hands of the industry, because it's the industry that needs to be able to do this work. They need to plan basically a new power system.
Much of that work happens here at the Energy Systems Integration Facility.
Variable renewable generation is going to change the way that we need to operate the power system. And at NREL, what we're focusing on doing is figuring out the basics of how do you operate the system, and what are the tools and tricks that we've used to manage existing variability and uncertainty, and how can those be used to address the increased variability and uncertainty of the power system under high penetrations of wind and solar.
NREL's analysis gives utilities foresight into how much energy they can expect from renewable systems.
The reason that we're doing this work is because we see a future in which there's likely to be a lot of renewable energy, and we think that if we're going to go down this path, we want to be sure that we can integrate it in an effective way, and effective both economically and effective from a reliability point of view.
We have demonstrated that from a technical feasibility standpoint, we could get much further than where we are today with renewable deployment. So we're looking at high penetrations well beyond what others are experiencing today and what others may be studying.
Some of the key challenges that we're studying here at NREL revolve around the technical potential, the economic potential, and the market potential of renewable resource.
The work in my group, we look at alternative scenarios of a little bit or a lot of wind, a little bit or a lot of solar. We do some pretty extensive modeling of the power system to see how might it behave under these conditions, so that we can then take the lessons that we learned from our modeling and talk to the industry about it. Here's some of the impacts, here's some of the things that we see that might help mitigate the impacts of the variability and the uncertainty that you get from wind or solar energy.
Our Eastern study focuses on modeling the Eastern interconnection as close to reality as possible. We're really trying to zero into what are the operational impacts of high penetrations of wind and solar generation.
What I help do is translate some of the experiences that we've learned about what's worked elsewhere into some possible approaches, or maybe approaches they need to modify. For example, through both the 21st Century Power Partnership and through the U.S. Agency for International Development, we've been working with Mexico as they've been undergoing their energy reforms right now to be mindful of a future with more renewable energy.
NREL doesn't just provide cutting-edge research. It also provides the tools and the data sets necessary for others to conduct their own analysis. NREL wind and solar data sets have been used in practically every wind and solar integration study in the country.
NREL is leading a worldwide conversation about transforming energy systems to be cleaner, more reliable, and more secure.
We're spearheading engineering innovations that will help optimize the entire energy system.
In part, NREL's work will enable the power system of the future.
Together, we are redefining what's possible for renewable energy on the grid.
Hello, my name is David Solon. I am the director of the Center for Advanced Energy Studies Energy Policy Institute. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the work that we do. We are actually an institute that is specifically focused on research collaborations. We focus on work that no one investigator, discipline, or institution can do. So what we're looking to carry out are projects that require integrative research among engineering, regulatory studies, economics, design, and human behavior. We have more than $5 million in research projects to date, with almost 40 publications. Our funders include the National Science Foundation, the Department of Energy, the Western Governors Association, international organizations, and state governments. We've worked with investor-owned utilities, public power organizations, reliability organizations, specifically in areas of electricity, and we've had a very tight focus on transmission planning and reliability, including the integration of renewable energy resources. The Energy Policy Institute has also funded 35 graduate students across all of our research projects at a number of different universities, including the Center for Advanced Energy Studies partners. These graduate students have gone on to earn doctorates in applied engineering and also gone to work for investor-owned utilities, public power organizations, and gas and oil companies, as well as government regulatory agencies. With more than 15 funded projects to date, we have the resources and the staff and opportunities to carry out projects for both government funders, private industry, and stakeholder organizations. We look forward to hearing from you soon, and hopefully we can collaborate in the future.